I think Indigo in that sense is more critical about what's happening in between the promoters. But Santosh Rao as well joins in. Santosh, hi, good morning. Just wondering what's Donald Trump going to tweet next and what's going to be the impact in markets next. But does it seem like there could be a truce in the pipeline? Because this has really been a long drawn issue.
Yes, it's been a long drawn issue. I think today's tone was kind of conciliatory. It was more encouraging. He did not hang up the phone as you might have expected. So it looks like he said so they called. And so that's good. I mean, he seemed conciliatory. So I think he knows that in the end, I'm sure his advisors have told him that we need to tone it down and we need to come to some kind of a settlement. But it's not going to happen overnight. I think China will wait it out. They're coming to US next month. So let's see where that goes. But it's in the best interest of both parties to kind of come to a point where both think that they won. So I think that's a big thing. And then China is celebrating on October 1st their 70th anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China. So I think they may want to showcase their strength. They may not. They don't want to appear to be weak. So all those things are playing out. And then you have this global dynamics playing out, the not social, but the geopolitical events playing out. So there's a lot of cross currents. Volatility is going to be part of the game for a while, but hopefully Trump will not spike it up more.
Why has this war been fought on Twitter? Trade war is something which you need to fight in boardrooms. I mean, this war has been fought on Twitter. How strange is that?
Yeah, so the whole thing is, we know here in the US, Trump feels that he does not get a fair shake in the media, so he likes to control the narrative. So he's just driving this whole thing from the Twitter. It's become so much part of. In fact, they don't even have anymore. It's all him, his Twitter and his talk when he goes to the plane. So it's become part of the narrative. So you can't help it now. You have to accept it. So hopefully. Rational minds will prevail and we'll come to some kind of a consensus.
So if one has to really take a logical view and not a Twitter-based view on where markets are headed, what is your view? The volatility which is back in Dow, is that an indication that a top is near, or the volatility in the Dow in hindsight will turn out to be a buying opportunity for a long-term investor?
Well, I think the consensus is kind of mixed. The bull case, people have not given up. It's too early to. Recession is not on the table yet. The U.S. economy is still strong. The consumer is strong. Maybe the manufacturing sector is kind of soft, slowing down, but the consumer is still very strong and holding up the economy. So I think in that sense, U.S. economy is good. It'll continue. What's really driving this market is not the US, it's the rest of the world slowing down, and this China trade and all that stuff. The macro events, the geopolitical events are really what's driving this volatility, because the US on the whole, unemployment is at its lowest, wages are growing. So all signs are good here. It's really the geopolitical stuff that needs to settle down.
All right, thanks much for giving us all of those details on the latest with the trade war. That, of course, is being battled out on Twitter, but certainly giving some reprieve to the global markets this morning.